Hare Krishna, am I back? So naririnig niyo na ako? Awesome. I don't know what happened. This is the first time actually. Um, yeah, we were talking about home or hotel, if I remember it right. So we are so much attached with this temporary situations natin. Doesn't mean yung actual place, but minsan we are too much attached sa mga situations sa buhay natin, good or bad. Minsan yung mga scenarios, yung mga heartbreaks, 'di ba? Sakto Valentine's, yung heartbreaks mas masakit pag Valentine's, ano. The love is in the air nga daw. So this home, we always think na permanent siya. Pero actually this is a hotel. This is just a place for us to buy time, to learn, to experience ups and downs, and also yung mga happiness and distress sa buhay. This is not our real home. Our real home is in the spiritual world, or we call it Vraj or Vrindavan. Siya napunta na ako dyan sa Vraj. No, it's non-different yun, non-different yun. But yeah, it's together with Krishna. So, ang letter O natin, I'm opening up the keynote. So, sabihin niyo sa akin if magkakaroon uli ng delay or log dun sa ating keynote. Okay, on and on, over and over. So, if we don't do anything na could make us escape this cycle of birth and death, ikot-ikot lang tayo dito. Pansinin nyo, if you're 20, 30, 40 years old, ikot-ikot na yung life, di ba? Ulit-ulit na. Especially if you're in a cycle na ito yung routine mo, tapos abangan mo na lang yung vacation, abangan mo na lang yung labor rakay, abangan mo yung sweldo, abangan mo yung 13th month pay, abangan mo yung peak ng business. So it's always like that. And bakit tayo nag-search sa spirituality? Kasi umay na tayo. So paikot-ikot na lang. Anong bago? And si Krishna yung maintainer ng body, mind, and soul. Sarvasya chaham hirdesana visto matahas mirtirgyana bapuhanam cha. Yung second line, first line of course, si hirdesana visto. Si Krishna is seated in everyone's hearts. He gives, from him comes remembrance, forgetfulness, and knowledge. So if you want to forget Krishna, bibigay niya sa'yo yun. If you want to remember Krishna, He will make you remember. And even the knowledge, does it mean if you have PhD, masteral, diba, or academics na mga tinapos natin, we are really knowledgeable? Yes, there will be some knowledge, materially, pero knowledge means knowing the real purpose of this life. The rest is our technicalities of this material world. And the essence of three verse, of course, si Krishna and may different souls, yung mga conditioned souls and yung mga liberated souls. The next natin na discuss is God. Dog pala. Divine or demoniac. So, tinignan natin kung sino yung may mga demoniac qualities. So, sino sa atin yung nag-develop ng divine qualities and also trying to remove yung mga demoniac qualities natin. So, it's all there. Our demons are also inside us, di ba? May inner battle tayo, battling our own demons. Minsan everyday. Minsan palagi, I'm trying to quit yung mga old vices, old habits ko. And it's also creeping in. The darkness na iniisip natin or depression. It's all there. So, may mga opinions and outlooks of demons. So, this, it was described, ano ba yung right and wrong? Yung right sa ibang bansa, wrong sa ibang bansa. Parang, doesn't make sense, di ba? Legal dito, dun illegal. So, from the scriptures, in-describe ano yung right and wrong. And ano yung opinion, sino ba yung demoniac, sino ba yung divine. And ano yung three gates of hell na gusto natin gawin? The lust, anger, and greed. So, if one doesn't control lust, anger, and greed, That is actually the gate. Ticket mo sa hell. So finally, welcome. Inhale deeply. So this is the 17.1 session natin. Chapter 17. This is the division of faith. So we are always trying to discuss, this is um, trying to understand the absolute truth and not blind faith. People could give us a lot of conspiracy theories. People could give us a lot of um, speculations about life, even science, even philosophy. Pero who made this? They made this up. So we want to understand how we could see yung faith na yon. Hindi siya blind faith. And how yung mga divisions of faith na yon. So that is FACE. Ito yung acronym natin for today. So natandaan nyo may mga questions tayo. Ano ba yung mga goodness, passion, and ignorance? Paano nadi-divide yung material world na to? So faith. The modes determine one's faith and one's worship. So yung tatlong yon, passion, ignorance, and goodness. So palaging ganun. If one does not follow the Vedas, one will follow the natural instincts which will be in goodness, passion, or ignorance. So ito lang yung life natin, umiikot lang sa tatlong to. Materially. Again, being in goodness is not yet spiritual. This is just becoming a human. So we want to be human bago so we could perform spiritual activities. So being in goodness is not yet spiritual. So yung iba, they're passionate, diba? Or they are practicing mysticism. This is not yet spiritual. It might help you to be in goodness, but if you misuse this, wala. Even demons. Actually, yung mga, alam mo yung mga budol, diba? They're very good in mysticism. Mga great yogi, mystic yogi din sila. Diba? They could give you an illusion. So ito na, even the faith are divided in goodness, passion, and ignorance. Those who worship ghosts and spirits, they're in the mode of ignorance. Ano yung mga benefit? Sometimes they'll worship them para magkaroon sila ng mga power and also influence, and also mga sex desires nila matupad. So, of course, if you worship the ghosts and spirits, balik ka sa kanila. Sila yung kasama mo next life. Sila yung wino-worship mo. Sad but true, barbaric, yung ibang barbaric tribes, ito yung wino-worship nila. They worship ghosts and spirits, yung mga ninuno, di ba? Gusto nila mag-move on na yung mga ghosts, di ba? Ayoko na dito, tapos wino-worship sila ng mga kamag-anak nila. Sana panganak ka uli dito. Bad trip, di ba? Hindi ka maka-move on doon. Ikot-ikot ka lang. Those who worship demons, of course, the passionate ones. Si Hitler, sobrang galing ni Hitler. Very smart siya, knowledgeable. He tried to study the Vedas, di ba yung swastika? It comes from the Vedic symbols. Pero syempre, meron siyang ibang motives. And those who are in the mode of goodness, they worship the demigods. So ayan sila Brahma, Shiva, Chandra, Indra, Sun God, si Surya. So same, may 3 modes. So anong gusto natin? Pure goodness, above this. Kaya transcendental, transcend these material modes. Or staying higher than this. So may mga modes din in the division sa food. So ito na yung topic natin last time. Those food na in the mode of ignorance. So ito yung mga food prepared more than 3 hours daw. Tasteless, decomposed, putrid. So yung mga abominable foods, of course. Mga flesh, ganun din yan. Untouchable things. So they don't want to mention yung mga animals and all. So anong result nito? They give you disease, infection. Those food in the mode of passion, too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, burning. And ano yung meron dito? It's actually distressing. Nararamdaman mo to after you eat this. So you also feel depressed. Remember, the mood also is being passed down dun sa food from the, alam mo yung source, slaughterhouse, dun sa matador, dun sa nag-deliver, nag-prepare, nag-cook, nag-serve. Tapos ikaw yung kukuha ng lahat ng negative energy na yon. So sometimes okay pakiramdam, pero in the long run, it also causes bodily disease. So may tao, yung mga pride mayroon sila, yung mga tao may mga pride sila. No, tayo yung top of the food chain. 'Di ba? But the reality is one cannot just control the sense of taste. Ito lang naman 'yun eh. And 'di ba? If you want to really know even yung documentary na Game Changer, no? Protein, 'di ba? Strength. Yung pinakamagaling na free climber, wall climber, rock climbing siya, yung sports niya. Tapos walang ropes. Si Alex, nakabut ako na yun. Vegan din siya. So, ang lakas niya. So, yung mga theories ng mga tao regarding meat it's really a theory. But of course, not all plant-based are healthy kapag hindi maganda yung diet niya. Yung mga meat diet din, sa meat diet, not all of them are sick. Yung iba healthy din. But the consciousness is different. In the mode of goodness, juicy, fatty, this is healthy fats, wholesome, pleasing to the heart. It increases duration of life, purify one's existence, gives strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. So, nadi-divide yung mga food. So, ito yung tanong, ano yung mga offerable kay Krishna? That is the food in the modes of goodness. So yeah, meron din yung iba, salty, sour. You can still offer that, but not passionately. Yeah. So at least, if wala pa tayo sa sitwasyon na yon, kaya nga how to apply Bhagavad Gita in our lives, kapag wala pa tayo dun sa ideal, at least step up kung nasan tayo. Rise above. If not, paikot-ikot lang yung buhay natin. I'll see you in 10 years. We'll see each other in 10 years. Same. Alam mo yun, same but different. Kamusta ka na? Same but different. Even austerity. People are, alam mo yun, punishing their body to portray that they are saintly. But it is not actually like that. Hindi siya nakukuha sa ganun lang. There are actually austerities of the body. You must maintain yourself clean. Mahirap. Paano pag babae ka, di ba, laging basa yung buhok mo. Tapos, ang daming preparation. Of course, maintain the simplicity. Celibacy. People are just always victim of sexual desire. Buong mundo umikot dito. Media, school, di ba? Alam mo yung barkadahan. Laging ganito. Laging may topic na ganito. Music. Hindi siya love song. Lagi siyang... yung mga maririnig mo nga yung mga music, always last song siya, hindi love song. And of course, non-violence, the practice of this. If one worships the Supreme, the Brahmana, spiritual master, the teachers, like superiors like father and mother. So these are austerity of the body. People are fighting, kailangan may freedom. We don't want to follow rules. It's not really true. Lilipat lang silang ipa-follow nila. They're following the senses. And they're following the rules of material nature. Then it will come back to them. The real freedom is freedom from this material world. And people are sometimes trying to escape artificially. They're using earth movers, drugs, and all, meditation. They go to some other places. But syempre, deeply rooted pa rin yung attachments nila. Old habits die hard. Austerity of speech. It's very hard to be truthful. Di ba, madalas tayo, mahilig sa white lies, para hindi na magka-trouble. It's easy for us to say, hindi nangyari yun, or hindi talaga. Pero, back of our mind, we know. So, it's a good practice to be always truthful. May mga bagay you don't need to answer. At least you didn't lie. Pero hindi ka lang nasagot, di ba? At least di ka lang sinungaling. So, we need to practice this. If you're a businessman, you have an excuse, but you don't have to abuse. Ano mo yun? Nature yun eh, di ba? You have to have profit sa business. So, that's their excuse. But if one is trying to become in other paths sa buhay, one should practice this. So, if one is speaking something, we should always think, is it pleasing and beneficial sa ibang tao? Or I just want to voice out or say my opinions. Ipopost ko lang to. Opinion ko naman to eh. This is my page. This is my account. So it should be also not agitating to others. So we don't want also na yung mga tao nakatiptoe palagi sa paligid natin. They're just like walking on eggshell. Kasi we are rough on the edges. Easily we could, hurt someone by our words. And opinion ko to eh. So this is austerity of speech. Or alam mo yung mga slip of the tongue. We don't want this. We don't want to practice this. Ay, wag ka magpaka-marites. So how to purify our sense of speech? We chant Krishna's name. We study the Vedas. So we are engaging this. Austerity of the mind. So the gravity of thought. You might be creative. The wrong use of creativity is overthinking, worrying too much. Ang dami nagka-play sa utak mo, di ba? Ang dami mo imaginary enemies. Imaginary na mga scenarios. And one should find his satisfaction. Ano yung kota niya? Hindi yung he's always craving for something, always desiring. Again, simple living, higher thinking. Self-control is very important. Yes, addiction is a sickness. It is a weakness of the mind, actually. Sino ba magsasabi sa isang tao na you need to stop, you need to become sober? It's still the mind playing and playing tricks on us. How to practice that? Have the association of like-minded person na have self-control. If kasama mo palagi doesn't have any self-control, lagi bumibigay dun sa vices and all, automatically, very easy, nadala tayo ng alon. So, the purification of one's existence. So, this, yung mga austerities in 3 modes. So, merong goodness, passion, ignorance. You can just read this. Austerity in passion, they do everything out of pride. Para i-respect ako, para i-honor ako, i-worship ako. So yung activities din ng mga tao in ignorance, of course, foolishness, self-torture, or injure others. So yung mga medyo nasa mode of goodness, they do things without expecting any return. No string attached. Hindi mo kailangan mag-donated by. Okay, election na, papagawa ka yung hindi namang sirang road. Tapos may project by. So same thing, di mo kailangan ng mga ganun. So even in charity, so ang daming mga calamities na nangyayari. We want to help. But sometimes, naloloko lang tayo ng mga tao. Hindi mo alam kung saan pupunta yun. It's a big business. Charity is a big business. Kasi walang tax. Or some business, some organization, they put charity for the sake para tanggal sila sa mga taxes. And you don't know what's happening. So, ang daming scam dyan sa charity na yan. And, sad but true, yung mga binibigyan natin charity, part tayo ng karma doon. If it is not used well. The money that you're donating, or the goods, or the in kind, um, these are your manifestation of time and energy. So even mabuti yung intention mo, tapos ginamit ng tao na yon for like activities or consume something na are not so equal. Sabihin mo ng some other entities are hurt by that. Then part ka ng karma because you fueled that activity. So the charity in mode of ignorance, impure places, improper time, unworthy persons. So the advice is if someone manghingi sa'yo or may bibeg ng in the street, di ba? Give them prasadam, fruits. If you give them money, walang-wala ka na. It's, alam mo yun, they might use it for food, pero if yung food na yun with karma, dami ka sa karma. Pag ginamit pa nila lalo sa masama, dami ka rin sa karma. So, in the mode of passion, expectation of some return. Gagawin ko to kasi may good karma ako. So, give me a sec. So, us thinking na we're doing activities for the sake ng good karma. Ay, naral namin yung good karma. Kailangan yung activities ko good karma. We want to go above this. So, that's in the mode of passion. Laging may kapalit. So, I love you. Dapat love mo din ako. So, that's not love. That's conditioned love. Iba yung usapan ng relationship, ah. We're just talking about love. Siyempre, yung relationship, it's commitment. So, happy Valentine's. In the grudging mood, of course. Charity in the mode of goodness. Duty without expectation of return. Giving out duty. Proper time, proper place. Of course, worthy person. So, kailangan may spiritual consideration. Saan gagamitin yung charity na ginawa natin? Here's the catch. And good catch. If we donated, give charity to those spiritual persons, ginamit yung money or yung things na dinonate natin in charity, ginamit sa spiritual activities, we get also the spiritual karma, the akarma, Krishna conscious karma. So, dama yon. Whatever yung ginawa ng isang person na yon spiritually, damay ka rin. So, that's the beauty. Actually, Krishna is saying this because it's always connected. You cannot just be detached tapos, ay, binigay ko na to, ginawa ko na yun, tapos na ako. It's always connected. So, letter E, Om Tat Sat. Enjoyer of everything. Om is Krishna. Then Tat is the detached nature. Sat is the activity. I've been talking about this kanina lang kay Bea when I was driving. So, we must do our activities still. Hindi porket you're in Krishna consciousness or you're practicing bhakti or you just learn Bhagavad Gita even walang commitment dun sa practice. Tapos, hindi, sabi ni Radhacharan, detached daw. Hindi mo nalagaan yung anak mo. You don't do the things na kailangan mong gawin sa yung mga responsibilities and duties. Diba, pinag-usapan natin, now, you have a deeper purpose in connection kay Krishna. Mas gagawin mo siya na maayos. Even yung relationship mo, yung duty mo in your relationships, be a better mom, be a better dad. Diba? So, try to control your senses kung paano ka mamuhay to take care of that relationships. Remember kung nasa paligid mo sila, it's your responsibility as well. Lalo na kung they look up to you kasi senior ka nila, tito ka nila, kuya ka nila, or parent ka nila. It's your duty. Not to always, yung kaya i-shove mo sa throat yung mga natutunan mo spiritually or philosophically, but by our practice. And be detached. Wala kang magagawa. Yung mga tao, may sariling buhay yan. May sariling decision making yan. Kung ano yung maging result nun, We should be detached. So our activity should be connected kay Krishna, directly or indirectly, even our relationships. And whatever the result, we should be detached. Not escaping. Hindi yung gagawa lang tayong, alam mo yun, detach ako dito. Hindi yun. Detachment is the mood of thinking, I own this. I own you. Nanggaling ka lang sa akin. Nanggaling sa laman ko. Kinarga ka ng 9 months. Diba? Nanggaling ka na sa sarili kong dugot lang. No, you don't own them. Even the, may boyfriend, girlfriend, you don't own them. Kahit asawa mo pa. Better half. Diba? Sabi nga sa kasalan. Better half. But you don't own them. Krishna owns everyone, everything. So, with much respect, ay dumaalagaan yung relationship. So, wala na sa question doon na you need to abuse a person or physically merong mga commotion. Hindi pwede. If one is thinking Krishna, everyone is connected kay Krishna, mag-aaka differently. So, we are learning yung phase, different kinds of faith, in goodness, passion, and ignorance. Actually, madami. You can read the 17th chapter sa lahat to. And Om Tat Sat. Everything that we do, we should always connect it kay Krishna. Directly or indirectly. And be detached. You will suffer if you're always attached dun sa result. Ay, pinaghirapan ko to eh. Yung project na ginawa ko, di ba? Tapos inalagaan ko siya, bakit galing yung ginawa niya sa akin? Tinulungan ko siya, galing siya sa hirap, galing siya sa wala. Binihisan ko siya. If you're too much attached sa mga ganitong bagay, you will always suffer. It will move on. In favor or not in favor of you. So we must be detached. But we should not be irresponsible. So inhale deeply. We're going over time na. Yan. This is the last chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Remember si Krishna sa si Arjuna sa gitna pa ng battlefield. Hindi pa nagsisimula yung war pero patapos na yung usapan nila. So nangyari yan mga few hours lang sa gitna ng battlefield. So if binasa mo yung translation sa Bhagavad Gita, so ganun yung conversation ni Krishna sa Arjuna. Perfection of renunciation. So ito yung kinukonclude ni Krishna. Nalaban na si Arjuna dito. Very convinced na siya. He asked a lot of questions for us, for our benefit. Hindi tayo si Arjuna, hindi natin mapapalitan si Arjuna. But we can follow the footstep. Yung mga footsteps ni Arjuna. The mood, the right mood, the activities. And yung ating acronym is SMILE. Bakit? Smile ni Krishna yan. So, the summary of Karma Yoga, renunciation in the mode of ignorance. Yung duty, hindi mo pwedeng iwanan. Unless you have this nature of your career or work na medyo sketchy. Diba? Drug lord ka pala o kaya mafia ka pala. Hindi, ano ko daw ito kay sabi ni Radha Charan, i-connect ko kay Krishna eh. You cannot justify. Diba? O kaya, alam mo yun, involved ka sa ganitong mga, sa gambling or, alam mo yun, may slaughterhouse kang, may-ari ka ng mga slaughterhouses. Diba? Hindi, bago sila mamatay, magkachanta ko ng Hare Krishna. You cannot justify on this. Diba? Of course, alam mo yun, baka hindi mo, of course, makukwit yun. But just be sincere. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be sincere. Krishna will always make a way. Ang problema lang if you're too much attached. Cleansing. Paulit-ulit tayo doon. Cleansing, sages. Diba? We want to cleanse, purify. Tapos pag tinatanggal ni Krishna, ayaw mo. Diba? Paano pag yung yung ka-relationship mo pala tinatanggal sa'yo? No? Krishna, wag mo siya tanggalin. Pero gusto ko ng cleansing. Sages ka pa. So same thing, diba? Tinatanggal ni Krishna, di bagay sa'yo. Or baka, ikaw yung tinatanggal sa ibang tao. Tayo pa rin toxic. Don't always think na ikaw yung, Alam mo yun, ikaw yung sentro tapos ikaw yung nag-tolerate sa mga tao. Baka ikaw yung toxic dun sa relationship. Baka ikaw yung tinotolerate ng mga tao. Iniintindi nila. Diba? Lagi tayong ano eh. Paano ba papakasamahan to mga, ano to? Paano malaman kapag ganun yung sitwasyon, kahit saan ka pumunta, kahit saan ang relationship puntahan mo, same pa rin. Baka ikaw na yun, baka tayo na yun. Hindi sila. No, hard truth, di ba? Sorry, hindi. So, hindi nyo talaga mako-consider na motivational speaker. Hindi ko kayo na motivate. Minsan, mayayanig lang tayo sa ano. Meron. So, it's a hard, reality. It's a reality check. So, it's a renunciation in the mode of ignorance. So, we don't want that. So, in the mode of passion, of course, troublesome. Because we're too much attached dun sa result. So, miserable to. Kasi, grind nga eh. Alam, meron sa grind, friction. If nag-skate ka, yan si Christian nag-skate. Pag may grind ka, di ba, you put the trucks dun sa skateboards to metal or sa cement. Tapos minsan kikislap siya. May spark. Grind, di ba talaga? Diba grinding mortar, ginagrind mo yung mga spice, yung mga seeds para maging madurog. So may friction. Tapos gusto mo shanty, peaceful yung life mo. Tapos grind. Parang, teka lang. Gusto mo smooth sailing lang. We must understand kung ano yung mga ginagawa natin sa buhay. Diba? You cannot grind smoothly, peacefully. Grind nga eh. May masagasaan ka. Diba? May manaligpasan ka, may iiwanan ka. But you can translate that to working for Krishna but be detached. Pero mas masipag ka dun sa nag-grind. Kasi sila anong drive nila? Money, yung result, yung fame, yung power. Even leadership yan, still yung influence. Papunta pa rin, paikot pa rin, di ba? Alam mo yung mga nagkukwento, tapos ang dami yung kwento, yung pala babalik sa kanya. Hindi sa pagmamayabang Pag sinabi ng isang tao yun, magyayabang na siya. Or no offense pero may sabi siyang offensive. May mga taong maghaharap siya ng way para umikot sa kanya yung credit, yung praise. It's very hard to always give the credit to others. It's a sign of humility. And actually, this is a sign of leadership. Yung mga great leaders, they could act as if they don't know to elevate yung mga subordinate nila. Hindi para patunayan na they're always right or sila yung pinakamagaling. So even Krishna did this. Di ba? Kailangan niyang ipag-drive si Arjuna. Di ba? Doon sa chapter 11, sinabi niya, patay na lahat eh. Si Arjuna kailangan lang gawin yung role na yon. Pero hindi niya kailangan yun. He's always giving credit. A great leadership. Renunciation, the mode of goodness. They're trying to help others, philanthropic activities. Alam mo yun, purpose sa buhay, makatulong. Make a dent on earth. Diba? Hindi yung legacy Legacy is passionate. Diba? Mag-iwan ng legacy. Patay na, may pride pa rin. No, this is different. Pero hindi rin natin gusto yung in the mode of goodness. We want pure goodness. True renunciation. In connection kay Krishna. So, nagigets nyo yung beyond or transcendental, transcend up. Kaya yung lifestyle ng Krishna consciousness is always staying high forever. Even these activities. Ano ba yung mga activities ko para high lang ako? Hindi lang yung senses na marami ka nakikita. Or in meditation. So yeah, yung iba talaga nangyayari. Ganun yung start nila sa spiritual life. But you cannot just stay there. So sa small modes of nature, ang dami nito in knowledge. Ano yung mga knowledge in the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance? The action, the worker, even the understanding and determination. And even the happiness. So you can read this sa 18th chapter, 19 to 40. Dinescribe ni Krishna yon. So parang it's a guide kung paano ka nabubuhay. Asang mode ba ako? Diba? Ito yung mga ginagawa ko. Masyadong mode of ignorance to, masyadong mode of passion to. It's a guide for us. So, kailangan ko maging high pa dito. Paano yung elevate ng consciousness na yon? So, Krishna described this. Hindi naka-microdose ka lang ng nootropics or mga earth movers. High ka na palagi. No, it's not that. Ideal worker, of course, the way we, um, yung nature ng tao. Naturally, divided yung mga tao, depende sa nature nila. Talents and skills, di ba? May taong born leader or made as a leader, trained as a leader. Pag pinagsama mo yun, born as a leader tapos trained as a leader, he will be a good leader. May taong famous, pwede mo siya iboto. Pero yung class of thinking niya is different. Addict pala siya sa sugal, addict pala siya sa mga vices, di ba? How could you follow people na they could not control themselves? So great leaders should know how to control themselves. Inner leadership. So may ganon. May tao na great din sa being a priest, being, advisor, spiritual advisor. So may tao magaling sa business. Pag yung business lagay mo sa position as a leader, magne-negosyo yan doon. Diba? Laging in connection sa negosyo. Diba? And of course, yung sudra, the workers, if binigyan mo sila ng pera, masisilaw sila, masisira din minsan yung buhay nila. But they're very good at arts and crafts, in works. Diba? So these divisions of in nature of life should not be used to abuse others. It's used to have an harmonious life and also to protect each other. If hindi, it will be just discrimination, racism. So, tinatawag itong caste system. Yung mga ibang tao na sa ganitong state kasi they want to elevate themselves lang. If nawala na yung connection kay Krishna in humility, so, ano na yung pride? Opposite ng humility is pride. So, ito yung ideal worker. Si Arjuna, he wants to be meditating in the forest. Pero sabi ni Krishna, no, you're a warrior. Gawin mo yung duty mo. Diba? Kung yung parents ka, you're a parent. So, gawin mo yung duty mo na maayos. So, hindi mo pwedeng takasan or mag-escape ka dun sa nature mo. How to know this? You will know. If you have a teacher, if you have a mentor, spiritual master, they will help you. Kasi, it's like, they could observe you. Not mirror, pero they could observe. You can ask yung mga instructions and paano yung connection niya in our lives. If wala ka sa position dito rin, you will not feel satisfied sa buhay. Even mukhang successful ka. Di ba may mga pinanganak na, alam mo yun, ayaw nila manahin yung business ng parents. Gusto nila may mga charitable work sila. Or ayoko magmala ng business, sakit ng ulo. Gusto ko maging artist, di ba may mga ganon. So, hindi niya nature yun. Even magawa niya na maganda, hindi naman siya masaya. So, same thing. It's like that. Pero, we need to connect kay Krishna. One can become perfect by doing all the duties of his respective varna for Lord's pleasure. Yung duty niya, yung desire niya. So, we understand this 17th chapter man na una. We're talking about Krishna's greatness. In the middle, may mga glimpse ng sweetness si Krishna. Then, inulit niya tong verse na to. Manmana bhavamad bhakto, madhyajimam namaskuru, mamay vaishya si satyam te, pratijane priyosime. Yeah, you have a mic, Krisha. Please.
Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend.
So the relationship, thank you very much, Krishna. The relationship is two-way palagi. Si Krishna is reciprocal. He always think, very dear. I mean, si Krishna sabi niya, very dear friend. Ganun siya kay Arjuna. So that's the rasa. You cannot have this if you're meditating on the light. Diba? Napag-usapan natin palagi. Or meditating on nothingness. Void. Diba? Si Krishna reciprocal. Personal. Very personal. Diba pag di nga nag-reply na ng maayos yung ka-relationship mo, bad trip ka na. Diba? Tapos gusto mo, yung connection mo sa Supreme, light lang. Wala kang reply talaga sa'yo yan. Ba't wala siyang binibigay na sign? Eh, yun yung relationship mo. Ilaw, yan, ito yung sign niya sa'yo. But Krishna gives, if you're very personal kay Krishna, Krishna gives a lot of sign. The only thing is, madalas, yung sign na gusto natin makita, ay lang tinitignan natin. Para pag, yung sign ni Krishna, no. Kasi alam mo yun, may ibang plano siya sa'yo. Tapos, ay, walang sign si Krishna. And mostly, yung sign na binibigay ni Krishna is through the mouths of his devotees. Kaya we want to connect dun sa mga teachers natin that are connected kay Krishna din, sa mga teachers. So si Krishna, spoon feeding. Gusto mo ligawan si Krishna, ito yung sinabi niya, always think of me, become my devotee. Worship me, offer your homage unto me. Ano mangyayari? Thus, he will come to me without fail. Hindi ka mo, alam mo yun, ito yung mahirap eh, pag may birthday or may okasyon, ano kaya regalo ko sa kanya? Kahit matagal na kayo magka-relationship or tagal na kayong friends, di ba? Hindi mo pa rin alam. Kasi hindi niya sinabi. Si Krishna sinabi niya, paano yung connection mo sa kanya? So ito, how to act as human and connection kay Krishna. So, very personal, very sweet. That's my promise pa si Krishna. I promise you this because you're my very dear friend. So it's a two-way relationship. You do this, I do this. Or I do this first, si Krishna, I do this first. And then it's up to you how do you reply. Actually, maraming message si Krishna sa paligid. Only thing is, di natin mabasa. So, paano magagawa yun? Yun nga, in association of devotees and you have a teacher. Just like, what if, speaking about the Bhagavad Gita, open the book of, in any page sa Bhagavad Gita, in whatever situation na meron ka, masaya, malungkot, di ba? Open the book. Krishna will speak to you. Tignan nyo, try nyo experiment yan. Di ba? Magulat ka. Or minsan, pagpunta mo ng class, di ba? Or yung mga podcast, di ba? Parang, yun yung pinagdadaanan ko. That's Krishna. You want a sign? Ato. So, si Krishna may promise. Meron din siyang insurance. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam raja aham tvam sarvapapevyo mokshayishyami masuchaha. You have a mic stand.
So, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful actions. Do not fear.
So, si Krishna, sagot niya lahat ng baggages natin. Sagot lahat lang yung pain mo, yung mga wounds na meron ka, all the traumas. Arbor na niya yung kay Maya, sa material nature. Ano kailangan mo lang gawin niya? Abandon all your attachments, varieties of religion, all the practices, sa mga yoga practices. Don't be attached to this. Go surrender kay Krishna. Siya bahala. Diba? Minsan we're too much into details, but of course, there are non-bargainable practices. Pero yung ibang details, minsan, alam mo yun, hindi natin kailangan. Or it could be some distraction. Pero ano yung essence palagi? Your connection to Krishna. Then, ano yung promise niya? Ano yung insurance niya sa'yo? I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. So, we have this karma palagi sa paligid natin, unwanted baggages. As we move, everyday life, di ba, bumabalik yun. Kuha natin yung reactions. Or may mga options, pipili natin. Di ba? So, because of our free will. Tapos, yung mga nangyayari sa buhay natin because of that, minsan gumagawa ulit tayo ng mga panibagong karma. Okay na ulit. So, yes. Nag-ano daw, yung internet. So, yung ginagawa natin, may mga bago tayong karma. So, paulit-ulit lang tayo, cycle lang. So, Krishna, no. If you surrender kay Krishna, even small surrender pa lang kay Krishna, okay, hindi ka na under sa material nature. Sagot ka lang ni Krishna. So all the karmas, all the unwanted baggages, even the pain, diba? Sa ako, kuha na ni Krishna yon. He delivers one from all sinful reactions. Sarva is all. Papa or papebyo is the sinful reactions. Aham twam sarva papebyo. Kuha na ni Krishna yun. Pero ito yung catch. Minsan si Krishna, kinuha niya unwanted baggages sa may mga karma. May papakawala siyang onte. Still for us to learn. Pero minimize na yon. So may karma tayong, kunyari, mahuli tayo ng or mapuputol yung paa mo, matapilok ka na lang. So mini-minimize na niya. So even our spiritual activities, hindi natin maramdaman, parang wala naman nagbago, pwede mo isipin yon. Kasi yung mga future karmas natin, hindi natin alam eh. Pero yung mga meron tayo ngayon, parang nag-fructify na siya, andyan na yan. So yung mga future karmas, yung mga tutubo pa lang, doon pa yung timing nila. Kumbaga, alam mo yun, yung time deposit. So ganun siya. So si Krishna sagot niya lahat yun. Bakit? He wants you to go back home, back to God. Kaagad. So if may disturbance ka, tatanggalin ni Krishna yun. Ito yung matindi. Again, minsan yung mga taong tinatanggal niya sa'yo, I mean yung mga unwanted baggages sa tinatanggal niya sa'yo, mga tao, hindi lang bagay sa senaryo. So, minsan tinatanggal ni Krishna yan eh. Kasi they are the one, or hindi naman siya yung masama, pwedeng ikaw rin, or you trigger, kayo nag-trigger sa isa't isa. So si Krishna, papag-iwalay-walay yung mga yun. So hindi ka na matatrap or ma-entangle pa. So ano yung magpapahirap doon? Our attachments. Laging attachments natin. Sayang, hindi pa siya naghihinayang doon sa pinagsamahan namin 3 years, 2 years, 10 months. So, some description about dun sa verse na to. This is because of love of Krishna. Sino yung gagawa ng, di ba, if you're a parent, tas may sakit yung anak mo, minsan nag-pray ka sa akin, sana mapunta na lang sa akin kasi nag-suffer siya. Ganun yung love ng parent. Si Krishna, ganun din. Sagot niya yun. Then he will tolerate actually. He's been there waiting for us. Hindi lang years, lifetimes after lifetimes. Patiently waiting. Tapos minsan, mawala tayo ulit. Oh, pero he's patiently waiting. Hindi siya yung wala nang wala nang babalikan, no? Si Krishna is always waiting. So this is the love of Krishna. Very sweet. And we cannot say na marami tayong nakaraan so hindi tayo pwede maging spiritual na person. Pwedeng naalala mo lang this lifetime and hindi ka pa rin pwede maging proud na, this lifetime napakabait ko. No. Bakit tayo nandito sa material world? We've done so much things na ayaw na natin maalala. If mabait ka talaga, you're a very pious person. Wala ka na dito. So, habang nandito pa tayo, be humble. Kasi we have a lot of attachments. We have a lot of things. We have a lot of sins na sinusunog natin, kinukuha natin. So, anong end result? If you're trying to practice your Bhagavad Gita in your daily lives, can you read this, Bea, the first 2 lines? You have a mic, Bea. Hindi siya ma-unmute. One more. Ayaw pa rin. Okay. Next, 2 line ka. Keiko, you have a mic there. Am I back? This is the session na pinakamaraming disconnection. Ayaw nila tayong patapusin. Diba? Masyadong matataas ang energy nyo, ayaw matapos yung mga, diba? Be careful sa mga desire nyo. Sabi nyo, 1 month pa ba? Nag-extend tuloy. Masyado kayong close kay Krishna, naririnig niya. Sige. Um, can you try it, Bea? Again.
Hi. I, this confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me.
So this is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Just like um if you're helping yung brother or sister mo, yung parents mas natutuwa sila. Kasi nagkukumpit lang sila pabibuhan lang sila para sa parents. So if you're actually helping each other, waking them up also, yung mga sleeping souls, other sleeping souls, that's actually a missionary spirit. So if you're trying to explain Krishna to others, si Krishna mas napiplease siya. The more you give Krishna, the more you get Krishna. So hindi nag-work yung normal, yung math formula dito. The more you give Krishna, you'll get Krishna. So ano dapat mood? Yung mood, you're not envious. So this supreme secret, it's an open secret kasi you have to give the mood. It's not out of pride and competition and challenging. See, Mara, you have a mic. Can you read the last few lines? There's no servant.
Okay. Last three lines.
Yes. There is no servant.
Okay. Okay. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell.
Thank you. And that's you all who listens very well without envy. So ano yung insurance ni Krishna? Ano yung promise niya? You will be free from all sinful reactions. So this is one great purification, not the mechanical way. So that's why from your testimonies, parang Friendster lang, no? Testimony. Nabutan niyo ba? Yung mga, sila Krishna, nabutan niyo ba yung sa kasi be, nabutan niyo ba yung Friendster? Hindi, no? Nabutan niya rin, ba? So yeah, so yung mga sasabi ninyo na something is different. If you're in the association, that spiritual bubble, diba? And if you're hearing, it's actually yung whole sa body natin for cleansing. Not just the mechanical ways. So ito yung promise ni Krishna. If one listens with faith, actually it's type of worship sa intelligence, using the intelligence. And then ano yung reaction? Free from all sinful reactions and attains the auspicious planets where the pious dwell. So automatic heavenly planets kagad. But we don't want to stay in heavenly planets lang. Unless gusto mo maging demigods, diba? Gusto mo maraming sakit ng ulo. Handle mo yung mga planets, handle mo yung... Kaya si Lord Brahma kaapat yung head mo. Isipin mo pag nag-headache si Lord Brahma, pag nagkaagulo yung mga... Lagi nag-aaway yung demon sa demigods. Kapag natin yun, discuss natin yun sa Goodnight Krishna. Yung mga pastime na yun. Tapos to the rescue, ang mag-arrange sa kanila si Krishna ulit. So that is smile. Summary of Karma Yoga. In total, in the essence, you don't need to escape your duties and responsibilities. If nababayaan mo yung duties and responsibilities mo for the sake na spiritual practice, hindi siya balance. We just want to escape yung mga responsibilities natin. So you have to connect that to Krishna. Unless tatanggalin ni Krishna yun kasi it's abominable activities. So the modes of nature, nahati lahat, goodness, passion, and ignorance. You want to learn this, makikita natin yung life natin. Paano natin i-adjust? Paano tayo mag-rise above no, sa lifestyle natin. And here's the thing, if andun ka lang sa mababang lifestyle, sa low energy, hindi ka magstay doon. Palagi yung pababa ng pababa. It's like an elevator going down. Spiral down ka ulit. So if one is not aware na i-maintain na mag-rise above siya, palaging pababa. Walang steady lang. Ganun kalakas yung modes, ganun kalakas yung maya. One yosi lang or one puff lang, automatic. May friend ako ganun. Diba? Hindi naman siya nag-cigarette. Nauso yung e-cig. Yung mga, yun naman yung mga little machine with mga oil. Tapos, tumagal na siya noon. Tapos next time, nag-yosi na siya. Diba? Reverse yung nangyari sa kanya imbes na magkukwit. So, same. Diba? Merong mga gateway na mga vices. Nagsimula dito, then mapupunta na sila doon. May ganun din spiritually. Yoga muna ako. Teka lang, ba't ko ba ginagawa to? Meditation muna ako, di ba? So, it's either going up or going down. Walang steady. Laging may movement. That's life. Diba? Always move. Diba? Kaya nga when the body move, the mind groove. So, if you're feeling down, kilos ka. Paaraw ka, mag-workout ka. So, galawan mo yun. If not, paturo kayo kay Mara sa mga movement. Ang dami dito mga magagaling sa mga movement. Even the monks, 4:30 pa lang sumasayo na yung monks sa temple. Diba? You don't feel enthusiastic? Be enthusiastic. Walang ibang formula. You don't feel humble? Paano ba maging humble, Radhacharan? Be humble. Walang ibang process pa. Or paano ba maging spiritual? Then practice. So, kailangan mo lang gawin. Important yung execution. Hindi lang yung puro sabi. Hindi puro ano lang. So, ideal worker, we have different natures. So, don't compare yourself doon sa iba. Lalo sa mga classmate nyo rito or sa mga nagka-practice. May sarili kang uniqueness. You're unique just like everybody else. Kasi lahat unique. So, love of God. Si Krishna binigay niya. Spoon feeding. Paano yung relationship natin sa Kanya? Paano mo siya ila-love? Hindi siya love by words lang. Hindi mo sama ni Krishna mag-I love you ko sa Kanya. So, may action, di ba? So, if may ka-relationship ka ng gano'n, I love you sa'yo, pero yung action niya iba. Diba? Ang term nga nila doon, red flag. Ano to? And of course, you don't have to just see yung tao sa paligid. Ikaw din, paano ba yung act mo? Mahal na mahal kita, anak, di ba? Pero laging wala. Laging, responsible. So, it's not really love, di ba? Ano lang yon, words lang, puro, sweet talker lang talaga. So, no, si Krishna, no. Sometimes you don't have to say, I love you, tas kesa hindi mo paparamdam. Di ba may mga taong kapag na-appreciate ka, may tingin na, sobrang simple lang. Tas very satisfied ka na. Yung may connection kayo. May culture ako napuntahan, they don't say thank you, they don't say sorry. So, hindi mo pwedeng gawin sa iba yon. So, yung culture natin, kailangan i-express by words. Ibang hindi maka-move on eh. Diba? Years na. Tapos, hihingi lang pala sa kanya ng sorry. Diba? So, trauma na siya. Tapos, hindi pa siya nag-sorry sa akin. O hindi ako nakapag-sorry sa kanya. So, may culture na napuntahan ako ganito. Ganun sila. Kasi sobrang importante sa kanila yung action. Hindi sila nag-thank you sa isa't isa. Bumabawi sila palagi. Hindi natatapos yung relationship nila sa give and take relationship nila. Hindi rin sila nag-sorry. Bumabawi din sila para patunayan na they're really sorry. Wala sa words. Ang hirap, napunta ka sa ganitong culture. Parang ang hirap magbasa. Which is, of course, 80% ng communication natin is body language or actions. Anong end result? Of course, if you apply Bhagavad Gita in our daily lives, we are connecting kay Krishna. Even just reading the Bhagavad Gita, or even just having the Bhagavad Gita, or even giving Bhagavad Gita to others, this is time bomb, spiritual time bomb. We've been talking about this si Bea kanina kasi kasama ko si Charles. So, kababata, paano ba magsasabi? Kababata ko si Bea or kababata niya. Kasi bata pa siya noon. Kami matanda na nun. Hindi ko alam eh. Hindi pwedeng magkababata kami kasi iba yung age gap. Pero neighbor kami. Tapos nakikita niya kami. Pre-monk days ko to ah. Nakikita niya kami, nakikirtan kami sa house. Devotees are coming. Tapos, he's just not so little kid. Pero nakikurious siya. She's hearing the kirtan. So, the seed are, nagplant na yung seed. Then, yeah, nag-fructify. Yung iba, will take decades. I've witnessed this. Yung iba will take lifetimes. Yung iba, few seconds lang. So, planting the seed is very important. But also, you must take care of that seed of bhakti sa sarili natin. Paano mo ipaplant yon? Ano yung watering ng seed na yon? By chanting, hearing Krishna's name. That's the watering of the seed. So, may story din to. We'll discuss that in the future. So, that's smile. If you're doing this, you're actually practicing the spiritual happiness. Ito yung hinaharap ng tao. Sobrang crazy yung tao sa real happiness. Problem, they're looking sa happiness in different places, in the wrong place. Hinahanap nila to sa material relationships, sa fame, sa beauty, sa money. Not knowing, kay Krishna mo lang pala dapat i-direct yun. Automatic, you'll feel very satisfied. Kasi you're connected. Pero ang gusto natin gawin, we want to enjoy lang. So ano yung activity na yon? Just like watering the root of the tree. If you please Krishna, automatic, very happy ka. So if meron ditong relationship na very giver sila, di ba? Then you're pleased already. Para pa si Krishna. You're automatically pleased. So if you see a person very spiritual, uy, nandito na naman yung tuko. Napaalis ko na siya dati. Bumalik siya. Narinig niyo ba? Well, what to do? Bumalik siya. Na-lock out ko siya sa labas eh. So, alarm ko yan. So, may oras siya matutulog na dapat sa pagigising. So, yeah, ano yung sasabi ko? Si Krishna is very reciprocal din. So, what you do, binibigay niya sa atin. He doesn't play around sa free will natin. He doesn't touch our free will. Because love will never be forced. And should never be forced. So, welcome back. You're not welcome back dito ko kasi maingay siya. But what to do? He's a soul. He wants to learn. He wants to listen. So, thank you very much. That's Bhagavad Gita. Paano i-apply ito? Just read and read and read. Actually, merong final na application tayo i-discuss sa last day. That will be sa Monday. As a monk, I'm a beggar. But I'm not begging for monetary gains. I'm begging for your words. Kasi sa Monday, it will be another discussion na I'll be the listener that time. So I want to hear your takeaways, reflections, realizations regarding our course, how it affected your life, how it give or enlighten, or nagulo ko ba yung buhay niyo? Sorry, hindi naman kayo mag-enjoy sa mga iba-ibang bagay. You cannot unsee. So, this Monday, so if you could prepare, I'm pretty sure mag-extend tayo that time kasi I want everyone to share something. So, I don't know. I'm very sorry kung may date kayo nun. Kung wala kayong date, mag-date tayo lahat sa Monday. And we will discuss then yung step-by-step guideline natin para madali natin matandaan or we're practicing this Bhagavad Gita. And you don't have to pressure yourself na, ay, wala pa ako dun sa standard, wala pa ako dun sa ginagawa niya. So, kung nasang stage ka ngayon, that's your start. If you went down a little bit, that's still your start. Tuloy mo pa rin. When I was younger, meron akong mentor na medyo mas hardcore siya. Actually, metal na talaga siya. So, devotee rin siya, pero he's not living inside the temple. But kasama sa history ng metal scene or hardcore scene sa Philippines. Sabi niya, pag nadapa ka, huwag ka matulog. Diba? Bangon ka lang, kahit ilang beses ka madapa. Same thing with our practice spiritually. Same thing with our maturity. We want to elevate ourselves. Minsan madadapa ka talaga. So, yan. Bangon ka lang. Huwag mo tambayan or huwag ka matulog doon. Dapa ka, tulog na ako dito. Dito na ako. You cannot stop there kapag nadapa ka tapos reklamo ka na lang or malugmo ka na doon. Hindi ka talaga makakabangon. Diba? Just stand up. Diba? Then move forward. Alam mo yung pinakamadali? Kapag may kasama ka palagi. If you have this spiritual squad, you're very confident, you trust them, you have a mentor. He could easily help you. I was so introverted, and I was forced to have mentors. I have 6 mentors in different aspect as a monk. So I have 2 Prabhupada disciples na mentors. So oldies na talaga to. 170, 60s. Then I have ka-age ko and 1 younger. So mentor ko, mayroon akong younger ones na mentor na mas younger sa akin. Tapos may Mataji din doon, may babae. So like a mom. So alam nila yung mga major decision ko sa buhay. So hindi lang puro praises yung naririnig ko. Mga 80%, 70% thunderbolts. Mga things to improve. We need that in life. If sobrang sensitive tayo sa mga ganon, you'll not grow. Yeah, feedback is the breakfast of champion. Hindi mga magkasabi sa'yo nun. If wala kang ganito sa buhay, it's either super sensitive tayo or ayaw natin ng mga ganito kasi meron tayong attachment doon sa, alam mo yun, ayaw natin masabihan. So beg for this. If may mga taong very comfortable to say this to you, ibig sabihin, you have given them the confidence and the license to give to you. If wala, beg for this. So you will improve and improve. Spiritually, even materially. So ang ganda lang may ganong safe space na komportable ka na you could reveal your mind or kilala ka nila. Even isang tao lang yun. If wala, parang, it's really a lonely place. If walang ganon, it's only you. And the mind always play tricks. And pinag-trip ako ng mind. I didn't get that. Sabi ni Jake, Bobby Woods na Balingit. Bobby Balingit of Woods. Na is a practitioner of Bhakti. No, hindi siya yung barkada sila. Yung sasabi kong isang senior ko dun sa nagkwento nun. Nasa punk scene si Bobby Balingit. Yung sasabi ko lang sa metal scene. So these are underground subcultures. So yes, this is Bhagavad Gita. And before tayong mag-question and answer, I don't know if we still have time. But before tayo mag-question and answer, picture mo tayo everyone. I really appreciate your presence and have the association of special people. And yeah, good time to catch up also. And si Latrina. Nawala si Shin. Nandito ba si Shinya? Sa Japan ka pa? Kaya sabihan mo ako pag babalik ka. Ay, Trina. Hare Krishna. Hello. Picture tayo, everyone. So, if you don't know, may different batches. Yung mga OG na sa batch 0 sila. Wala pang bilang yun. Yan. So, ngayon batch 6. Again, batch 7 will start March 7. Hindi ko alam ba't naging 7 yun, pero yeah. Because I'm participating sa isang gathering ng mga artists. Hindi ko alam kung mangyayari siya live, face-to-face. So, may mga nasa hip-hop scene, yung mga nasa ibang mga scene nandun din. I don't know if pupunta ako doon, but yeah. Then, kasama na yung new batch doon kasi a lot of them wants to join. So, let's have a photo. You can do your pranams. And you can smile in the camera. Hare Krishna, everyone. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. And again, maraming salamat kasi hindi kayo nag-asawa sa boses ko kahit na mapaos na ako. I'm always humbled and honored to have your presence. It's an honor for me kasi you're letting me serve, do my duty. So, meron pa tayo a few sessions left and a lot more. I need your feedback doon sa Good Night Krishna for the timing. 8 o'clock. Hindi pwede maging 8 o'clock. Either 8:30. It's gonna be 30, 45 minutes. So, please give me feedback kung ano oras yung mga yon. And thank you very much, Bactin Bea, Bactin Blar, Bactin Krisha, Bacta Dan, Bacta Jake, Bactin Joan, Bacta JP, Bactin Keiko, Bacta Kenny, Bactin Maya, Bactin Mara, puro M kayo, Bactin Maui, Bactin PY, Bacta Shinya, Bacta Stan, Bactin Trina, Bacta McCoy, Bactin Milka, and Bacta Vincent. If you have some duties na kailangan mong gawin, kung di pa kumakain yung anak mo, please do so. And again, if you want to remain for some question and answer, parang podcast na nga palagi, no? You can remain. And yes, gentle reminder, down yung gentle reminder ni Mara. May form ng schedule. You meet up. Ayun ba yun? Kasi the mentorship form, sa group chat na natin. So, baka na-skip nyo. Then, another form para dun sa mga Zoom calls. Kailangan ko ipasa. So, namin no. Ay, nagturo sa akin ng pandemic skills ko to. Nagturo sa akin mag-Google Sheets, mag-Excel, si Trina. Hindi ako marunong nun. Ngayon marunong na ako, Trina. Marami akong pandemic skills atong Zoom na to. Yan. So, yes. If you have some questions, you can raise your hand or kung masipag ka mag-type. Ito na naman tayo. Keiko, Mataji, please. What? Wala ka bang mic?
There.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Hi there. Okay. So my question is, you mentioned earlier that we can be the problem. How do you know
Sabi
if
ko ba
you're the
yun?
problem? Yeah.
That was a long time.
We can be. I wrote it down. That's why. We can be the problem. And how do you know if you're the problem? Because I was thinking of, and you mentioned things about anxiety and depression. And I mean, I was diagnosed with bipolar, and over time, my last doctor told me to just pray. I'm like, sir, I'm paying you. I am paying you good money to tell me what to do, sir. Lolo, he's a cute Chinese old grandpa who reminds me of my own granddad. So yeah, I plan to go back to him to tell him, Lo, no. I mean, where do you know, or when do you know if it's a chemistry problem, an imbalance,
Balance,
or if you are not doing enough?
So yes, ang ganda ng question mo. I think that's kind of two topics. Diba? First is if we are the problem. Paano mo masabi yon? First of all, we have to accept na hindi tayo perfect. One or the other, ikaw yung problema. One or the other, may mga tao nagkitiptoe sa paligid mo. They don't want to displease you kasi baka mag-react or mag-snap ka. Tapos ikaw iniisip natin, tolerate ko lang itong mga taong to. One should be in that mood of humility. Kaya nating isipin na tayo yung mga tao yung nag-a-adjust para sa atin. That should be always the mood. You will not discover that. Laging ganon. Laging ganon yung... Pag ganon yung mood mo, you'll act accordingly. So, bantay mo yung sarili mo. Conscious ka. May conscious effort ka. You must be conscious bago ka maging Krishna conscious. So, alam mo yung nangyayari. Diba? Yung dad ko, laking problema ko sa dad ko, laking problema ko sa asawa ko, laking problema ko sa anak ko. Parang ganito yan eh. You don't always look sa window. You must stare your image or eye to eye sa mirror. Hindi ko lang kung paano mako-connect, pero there's this one friend. He tried. Sakit lang.